ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live stream Saturday. I hope you guys had a good week and that your weekend has started well as well. So, everything seems to be running fine with the live stream, which is a rare thing to say when setting things up. I am a little bit behind schedule, but I just about made it. I looked at the clock and it was like 2 minutes to 11. The thing is, when I get into setting everything up and putting in the names of my patrons that go across the bottom of the screen, because I add names to that for the live streams, time just seems to disappear. And then I did have 45 minutes to do it all, and then I look at the clock and it's 2 minutes too. But we made it! So, hello everyone in the live chat room today, or tonight, or this morning, depending on where you are. Let's have a look who is in there tonight. We have Christian, Billy, Diana, Laurie, Anne, Beanie, Job, Bernadine, Terry, Vera, Sue, Tammy, Morris, Debbie, Laurie, Momo, Star Girl, music, Bob's in there as well, and now it's going through too quickly for me to be able to see. So yeah, I will get the names of my patrons up on screen because they make this all possible in the first place. So a massive shout out to you guys. You know who you are, and nothing would be possible without these people, the live streams, the analysis videos, and everything that I've done in the past. So thank you guys for all of your support. Now, something that I do have, which is a little bit strange at the moment, is, and quite a bit off-putting, is I'm hearing my own voice about a second after I have spoken. So I'm not entirely sure why that is. So I've just turned down my speakers and now I think it's fine. I have to work through that later on in the live stream, but all that means is that I can't hear anything that's going on. So for any videos that do get played, such as the cover video later on, I'll have to look at the audio and just see when the audio is dying down to then get the live stream going again. So anyway, Elaine says, you're so pale. So I don't know. I live in England, so that's the reason for that. We don't get a lot of sun here, especially this time of year, because it gets dark at around, I don't know, 3:30 in the afternoon, something like that. And then it's pretty much almost dark at like 4:30. You can still make a few things out, but yeah, the sun does not come out much here during the winter time and getting on towards Christmas, so we can't really top up our tans. It's not something that I'm particularly into anyway. I don't go out and sunbathe or have time to do all that kind of stuff, but yeah, I'm not one of these sun worshippers that whenever the sun's out quickly you've got to lie down and get a tan or something, because yeah, I'm doing other things. So this is it. This is just the colour of skin that hasn't been in the sun very much. So anyway, probably the lighting as well. I don't know about the lighting. I tried to make it a little bit darker for tonight's live stream, so obviously that didn't work because we've been trying to get the lighting right over the last few streams, but then some people have said it's fine, other people have said that it's too bright, but I'm just going to go with whatever we've got it set up as tonight, which is me trying to make it a little bit darker, but it is what it is. Anyway, I can see Tortoro Porco says, do you freckle? So yes, I've got freckles, not on my face too much, my face is unaffected, but I do get the occasional freckle that pops up. I say now and again, because once they're there, once they are there, they stay there. But yeah, I think that if I was out in the sun a lot and tanning a lot more, maybe I'd get more freckles. But then again, when I was younger, I know that we used to sunbathe, or at least my parents did sunbathe a lot. So that's just something that we did as kids, which probably isn't the best idea now that we know about the sun not being particularly good, especially for fairer skin. The lighter your skin is, the more your body has to work in order to release melanin, in order to counteract the sun's rays and the vitamin D that you're taking in, which again, being in England, you don't get a lot of vitamin D, but there is a bit now and again. So yeah, a lot of people go out and sunbathe, and that's something that my parents used to do, and therefore we did as kids. But then growing up, probably in my early to mid 20s, I then thought, well, from all the science, it's probably not a good idea to be out in the sun too much, especially when you're quite fair skinned. So yeah, I don't tend to get out there and tan, and I don't get too many freckles. I mean, I have got I don't know, about a normal amount of freckles for the general population. I don't know what the normal amount of freckles are, but it's just like little ones on, like I've got one on my hand, like you can't even see it because it's too white. You have to trust me. I do have freckles on my hand and my arm. You can see them. So probably not. If you're looking for them, you'll be able to see them. If you're not looking for them, you probably won't be able to see them. But I think I have a normal amount of freckles, and yeah, I think nowadays, like the moisturizer that I use has got the sun protection stuff in it. I don't know what it's called, but it says SPF, maybe like sun protection factor. I think it's 20 or 15, something like that. So now even moisturizers have protection from the sun. So there must be something in it and I've seen documentaries on it where people who have been in the sun a lot, they go under, is it an infrared camera or something like that? And even though their face looks normal, under the special camera, you can see all of the sun damage that's happened to the skin. And maybe it's a good way to stop the skin from aging is to stay out of the sun, or do what I do, which is just stay indoors all the time and then stay up late at night when the sun's not out, and that's when you do most of your work. So yeah, top tip. Not quite as convenient as having, I don't know, special moisturizers and stuff that you can do, and all of this anti-aging stuff that people do. Just avoid the sun, never go out. But then, yeah, you'll look young, but you won't have any friends or know anybody, and yeah, you'll be a bit of a recluse, but you'll look young. So anyway, moving on. Let's actually move on with tonight's live stream and get everything up on screen that is supposed to be up on screen. So the likes goal for tonight, and I should have shown this straight away because we're going for a new record again tonight of 610 likes. So it means we're going to need every single thumbs up we can get. So as you come through the door, if you can hit the thumbs up, that would be very much appreciated, and it would set a new record for the channel, an all-time record for the channel, any live stream that we've had. So we will see where we end up with that. And in order to see where we are, we need to get the like-o-meter up on screen. And there it is, 270 likes so far. So if we can get a spike of the lights going on, that would be good. And right, if we get to 300, it means we're looking for 310. So we're looking for 335. I made that, but then it's just changed. So now 310, so 318 is that? That's a lot of people. So we're going to need to maybe call up a few people to get involved with the live stream and hit the thumbs up in order to hit that new record for tonight. But we will keep an eye on it and see where we end up. This is the thing about the live streams, is they all last for the same amount of time, but we're looking for more likes certainly every Saturday, but on most of the live streams we're trying to fit more likes into the same time period. So yeah, it's always a bit of a challenge. If we do achieve this goal of having a new record for the channel tonight, then we will have FilJam number 192, I think it is, and I'm just going to, I think I didn't change this, so I'm going to change it to 192, and I'm going to check over here to check that I haven't even got Joe's message open. That's something I forgot to do before the live stream. So let me get over to the messages, and there it is. So it is, 192 is the FilJam that we're going to be attempting tonight if we hit the target of 610 likes. Right, the only thing left to get up on screen is the donations tab, because as regular viewers will know, you don't have to donate, just watching is great. And for the people that can't resist donating, I think it's important that they know between 40 and 65%, or is it 45 and 60%? I think it's 45 to 60% goes to YouTube through the super chat window, and between 3 and 5% goes to PayPal through the PayPal link, which you can find in the description below. But as I said, you don't have to donate. And I don't know why, but I mean, I say the percentages every single live stream, but I always forget or aren't sure what they are. But yeah, 45 to 60% I'm pretty sure for the super chat donation window on YouTube. And I can see that there have been some donations in there already, so thank you guys for those. And there have been some over on PayPal, so I will address the super chat donations first, because Paul donated $2. Thank you for that, Paul. And the message is 444,000 subscribers, spike the likes, all y'all rock. So thank you for that, Paul. And I did change this to say 444,000 subscribers. So all I need is 444 more, and we'll have all the fours. 444,444. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on the subscriber count to try and get a screen capture of all of the fours. But thank you guys for subscribing, and if you do want to get notified for all of the videos, you will have to hit that notification bell so that you don't miss the live streams as well, because you can get notified for those. But yeah, it's a crazy number. We will keep on pushing forward and see where we end up. But thank you guys for getting involved on the channel and watching the videos and commenting, and especially for joining me on the live streams on a Tuesday and a Saturday. So we'll get rid of that. And Karen donated $10 as well, so thank you for that, Karen. And the message is: greetings from beautiful Sacramento, California. Phil, so my incredible mum died 6 years ago today, but she would have loved your analysis videos and honesty / integrity. So thank you for that, Karen. And yeah, I hope the day has gone well and is full of good memories, all that kind of stuff. But thank you for that donation. And Orlando has donated $2 as well, so thank you for that. And the message is: spike the likes with lots of thumbs up, and then yo Paulie. So that's for Paul, who donated just before Karen as well. Thank you for that, Orlando. And then Kyrie has donated $5, so thank you for that. And the message is: good to hear we can fall down again. It's been a long wait. So thank you. And that is Akari's first donation. So yeah, in the super chat window, thank you for that as well. That's why there's a big number 1 with a balloon, and there's something else next to it. I can't tell what that other thing is, but I can see the balloon. So Orlando donated $5 again. Thank you for that, Orlando. The message is: I am watching Gridiron football. I am also watching the live stream. So thank you for that. And I don't know what that is. There's a picture of an American football, and I know what American football is, but I don't know what Gridiron football is. But thank you for that, Orlando. So moving on, football here in the UK is the ball that you kick with your foot, not a ball that you hold with your hands, because we call that rugby. So I know that over in the USA, for some reason, you call it football when you hold the ball. But yeah, we called it football because you kicked it with your feet. So, and football, I mean, rather depressingly, football was invented in England. So we started it all, and we can't win a competition with the men's team for love nor money. So we invented the game, and we can't win at the game. So yeah, it's a bit annoying, but hopefully in the future England will be able to win something. But I think recently we've had 2 really good opportunities to win, and both times we've just done the wrong thing, and I think it was due to the manager, unfortunately. But we've got a new manager now, so maybe we'll win something in the future. Who knows? Anyway, moving along from the depressing football or soccer talk, as you call it over in the USA, we have a couple of donations in the PayPal window, more than a couple. I will get through a few of these. Sylvia donated £10. Thank you for that, Sylvia. And the message was, "Hey, Phil, sorry, couldn't make Tuesday live. Will watch after work. Keep smiling. Another few pounds for guitar strings from Australia." So thank you for that, Sylvia. And we've got some CD orders, which is always great. Let me move through them. Oh, let's go. And this is the thing about the CD orders. Recently, I did receive an email, actually before, while I was setting everything up, just asking about the CD orders, and I'm a little bit behind with them, or at least I was behind with them, and this week, so earlier in the week, I did manage to catch up. So yeah, there are a few CDs that are taking a little bit longer to get to where they should do, just because everything's been so crazy, and yeah, the actual physical posting of them, because I do everything myself, it takes a little bit of time. So yes, just to let you guys know that about the CD orders, but I can see that I've got a few more to be packaging up and sending off, but thank you guys for those CD orders. Nicole has donated £10 as well. Thank you for that, Nicole. And the message is, "Hello, Phil. My Spanish cousins, they arrived this week. We will watch together the live stream. Best thoughts for you from Nicole and Carlos and Helena. Rock in Spain now." So thank you for that, Nicole. And hello to Carlos and Helena as well. And there's been another donation, and Sue has donated £20. So thank you for that, Sue. And the message is, "Hi, Phil. With Thanksgiving weekend upon us, I just wanted to express how thankful I am to have found your channel and this lovely community. Cheers, Sue." So thank you for that, Sue. And thanks for tuning in, watching the videos, and being part of the community. Yeah, thank you guys in the live chat room for getting involved. And as I always say, for hitting that thumbs up. We'll keep an eye on that likeometer. It's up at 380, which isn't too bad as a start. We need, 20 more people? I mean, technically we need that person who just did a double click to do the click again to get it back to 380. Oh, and then we've got a few more there. So yeah, if we get to 600, then it's still 210 more people that we need. So it is a huge target, and that's why it's a record attempt for tonight. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. But we're at least getting there. I don't know, slowly or moderately, I'd say at the moment. By the way, we've also got the vote for tonight's cover video at the top of the live chat room. So that's going to be between More Than Words and In My Dreams. So yeah, whichever one of those songs you want to hear my version of, have that vote going at the top. Looks like 57% for More Than Words, and that'll keep going until we actually get to the cover video, which will be, I don't know, in 25 minutes, something like that. So, just as I'm looking in the live chat room, I can see Angela says plug of the mug. So there's a plug of the mug. If you want to get your hands on any merchandise, you can click on the tray underneath this video. If you don't have a tray underneath this video, then there's a link in the description below, so you can click on that. But we have mugs and tumblers and caps and bucket hats and hoodies and lots of stuff, so you can check that all out if you want to. Right, where were we? Back to, I think, the PayPal donations, while I just skip that advert that tried to jump in. And it was, Sue. So thank you for that, Sue, and happy Thanksgiving. It's not something that we do here in the UK, but to those people over in the USA, I hope you have a good weekend. Is it a whole weekend? Is it just a Sunday? I don't know, but whatever it is, I hope you guys have a good time of it. Right, and Orlando has donated. I'll quickly jump into the super chat window because I think Orlando is telling me something about pronunciation. Orlando donated $5 and said pronounced gridiron, Gridiron. Oh, I can't remember how I was saying it now. Gridiron or something. Maybe I was saying. And the message is: I heard Brits or the English call American football gridiron football because of the field design and rough playing style. So thank you for that. And I don't know, because we have rugby, which is basically American football, but without any padding, any kind of safety gear on. I'd say more recently, because it is just crazy, the amount of contact there is and injuries and all that kind of stuff. Some players do wear protective. They're not really helmets, but they're like hats that have padding in them. But yeah, rugby is one of those games that's very, very crazy. And I know that there have been ex-players who have been spreading the awareness of, mental health issues actually after playing rugby, but even after playing football and soccer, from heading the ball and all this kind of stuff. So I think with rugby, and boxing, all of these sports where your head takes a battering, I think, you've got to try and be as careful as possible and wear some kind of head protection. I know that in American football they actually have actual helmets, like you'd wear on a motorcycle or something, with like a grate thing at the front. But in rugby they don't have any of that, so you can potentially have somebody's head going into somebody else's head, and there's nothing to protect those heads from hitting each other. So rugby is very brutal. You'll be surprised to hear I wasn't particularly into it at school. And unfortunately, the problem that I had was, because I was fast at running, when I had the ball, I ran away from people. And if that was in the direction of the try line, then I would score a try, but not because I'm trying to score a try. I'm running away from all the other people, but they can't keep up with me. So that was the problem, that I then had to start to edit my performance to think, right, okay, I've got to try and avoid getting injured or getting hit in the head. And this is the thing that we had at school, is one, you had like 3 terms, we call them here, and I think over in the USA you have semesters maybe. So you have 3 separate terms. So one of them's like summer, winter, and what was the other term that we had? Like autumn, or I can't remember the name for it. Anyway, we had in the different, or just like term 1, 2, and 3. In each term or semester, in the first one was rugby. In the second one was football, soccer. So that was obviously my favourite, because I played a lot of football. And the final one was cricket. And I'm not really into cricket, never really was into cricket. So it meant that during rugby, I had to edit my performance to not be too good so that I wouldn't get selected for the team all the time. But that kind of backfired, because in the heat of battle on the pitch, what is it? The fight or flight response. Probably fright as well when I received the ball. But that fight or flight response, mine was certainly flight. So I ran off, but inadvertently I was accidentally scoring tries, which means you then get picked for the next game. So I had to try and edit that so that I didn't get picked. But I think it didn't really work, because once you've scored, once you can show that you're faster than everyone, you just get picked all the time. So I wasn't a big fan of rugby, and I wasn't a big fan of the whole contact thing. Football was much more my thing, and I was pretty much always just waiting for the football season at school, or the football term. It means that only happened 1 of the 3 times, so you're constantly waiting for your favourite sport, and then the other 2 are just, I guess that's what school's all about, is that you don't enjoy most of it, and there's just a tiny bit that you do enjoy. So for me that was the football, but also the physical education lessons, like gym lessons that you have, which you got to play lots of different sports and do some more interesting stuff. But and I wasn't into music at school, because it was just really badly taught, which I think is the case with a lot of people, that they don't really understand what music is until you leave school, and then you get into it yourself and think, oh, so everything that they were trying to teach me as a kid is totally irrelevant. you know, that's all I remember from music at school, is sitting down behind a piano with there was one keyboard per two people, so the both of us looking at this keyboard, and I can't remember anything other than just looking at this sheet with dots on it, and I couldn't understand any of it. So I thought, well, I don't like music, so I know that I like sport, but I don't like music. So who knew that looking at sheets on a bit of paper is nothing to do with music, really, with creativity. And learning to read and write music is great, but I now realise at an older age that I want to create music, and then somebody else can write it down if they want to. But it's that creation process that is music, really. It's a language. It's creating it first, and then once you created it, you can write it down. But they kind of skip straight to the writing down bit. It's like, well, it's certainly, but I think just the way it was taught as well. I think if you focus on theory, and I've heard it from loads of students that I've had as a guitar teacher, that they've had guitar teachers that start with theory, whereas they just want to play something on the guitar. So it's like, they'll start playing Smoke on the Water, and the teacher will say, well, no, you've got to understand what you're doing. So here we go. We're going to write down on this little bit of paper what you're trying to play. So we have a D. So let's look on these lines for where a D is. And it's like, well, no, it's here on the guitar. No, it's not. It's on this bit of paper. No, it's not. It's here. I can play it. They said, no, you've got to look at it on paper first. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm just one of those cases that is ironic that, given what I do now, that I wasn't into music at all at school, but it's just about teaching. And I always say that if you enjoy something, then you will pursue it. And, as long as you're enjoying it, that's the most important thing. So then later on in life, I realised, music is a lot more enjoyable than I was led to believe at school. So anyway, moving on. I'm just going to jump into the super chat window again, but thank you for that, Orlando and Gridiron. I'll try and remember that for the future so that I don't say it. It sounded a little bit like a Harry Potter type activity, like a Gridiron, or Gridiron. I'm trying to think of. That sounds like something from Harry Potter, but I don't know what it is. It's ringing a bell in my head, and it's not Gryffindor, but it's that kind of thing. Gridiron. Anyway, moving on. Thank you for that, Orlando. Karen's donated $10 as well. Thank you for that, Karen. And the message is, just saw Australia has decided to ban social media for kids under 16. What's your view? I agree. No phones during classes, but with so many school shootings here, US, kids need a phone for emergencies. So thank you for that, Karen. And I think banning social media doesn't mean banning phones. I think it's like Instagram and YouTube and all the things that, there's like TikTok and X, which used to be Twitter. What else is there? There used to be something called Snapchat. I don't know. I don't know how many of these things. Well, I know that that's quite an old one, but I bet that there are loads, like Telegram, which is that thing that those people use to try and scam people. So there's loads of different social media things, but those are all apps on a phone. Whereas if you have an emergency, then you can use your phone to call someone. That's not like accessing social media. So I don't know, but I'd be surprised if they've literally banned all phones. So that's my brain putting bones an O from phone into banned earlier in the sentence. But anyway, I'd be surprised if they've totally banned phones, or it's just the apps on the phone. But then there's the whole policing it side of things, where I guess they're going to look at the social media people and app makers in order to police it and make sure that nobody under 16 is using it. But I mean, I think it's probably a sensible move, because I did all right without that kind of stuff, but before the age of 16. Well, it wasn't even around when I was 18 or At 20, I'm trying to think back now. 20, I was at university and we had the phones that had Snake on them. So it was like a little game and it's Nokia was the phone that I had. And these were phones that they had buttons on them. It wasn't any of this touchscreen nonsense. So yeah, and when you're typing a text, you had to press like, in order to do an A, you pressed the number 2 once, and then A, B, C, D, E, F. If I wanted to write my name, I would have to press 3 times. So yeah, that's how you did a text back in my day. So that was around the age of 19, 20 that I had that. And it started to progress in my early 20s, mid 20s. I'm not sure when touchscreens came in, but yeah, how technology's moved on is absolutely crazy. But I did all right without all of that social media stuff, and I think it's probably a healthy thing, because I know with my nephews, who are 11 years old, 9 years old, they know about YouTube, and they watch videos on YouTube, all this kind of stuff, and even the youngest one says, please like and subscribe. They're watching people's channels, and that is something that they know to say, because they're just watching YouTube, all the time with these different videos of, different. I mean, some of the videos they watch, I don't understand, because it's just somebody talking over footage that is what we used to call like you've been framed. So it's somebody falling over, or a show where they show just lots of little clips like that have been caught on camera. But now on YouTube, people upload all of this, so they basically take what used to be a show and they just green screen themselves on front of that footage, and then they say, oh no, what's going to happen here? Oh wow, I can't believe, oh no, he's fallen over, oh I can't believe it. And they're just talking over the top, and my nephews watch this and I don't get it. But yeah, obviously hopefully it's not something that's going to negatively affect them in the future. But I think maybe if they didn't watch those videos, I don't think they'd lose anything from watching them. They'd probably spend time doing something a little bit more constructive for their own future career in whatever they want to do. They'd have more time to play football in the garden, I suppose. So yeah, thank you for that, Karen. And I don't see it as a bad thing at all to ban social media. I think not banning phones. Phones are important because even when I was a kid, again I say kid, teenager, I'd have to find a phone box to call my parents to either get picked up or let them know where I was. So yeah, I'm from that generation where I can see that having phones is certainly an advantage, especially for emergencies, all that kind of stuff. So thank you for that, Karen. And we had another donation. This is from Tato, who has donated to CHF, which I'm not sure what that is, but that is their first Super Chat donation. So thank you for that. And the message is, have been performances at Eurovision live lately? Also, thank you for that. And I think this is asking if Eurovision performances are live. So from what I've seen from Eurovision, year on year, they try, or I should say, they do have a live vocal. So there's a microphone that is live, it is on. But the other thing that they have is a backing track. So I think pretty much all of the artists have the studio recording in the background with the live, I say the live vocal in there in the mix. So the problem is sometimes, and this totally depends on the mix of the particular performance, sometimes you can have a performance that is really heavily produced, which means that you get the backing track, you get the person's lead vocal, but it might have a lead vocal on the backing track, and it might have the lead vocalist's harmony lines on the backing track as well. So you can imagine that if the mix then isn't quite where it needs to be, you could be hearing a backing tracked vocal at the same level as the live vocal. And if anybody's sung live or watched a lot of live performances, you'll know that when there's two voices, you will hear the average of those two voices. So it means that you don't really have to be that accurate pitch-wise, because especially if it's a studio vocal that's bang on, it sounds pitch perfect, or nowadays is pitch corrected. If it's bang on, it means that your vocal can be a little bit sharp, and the audience will hear, it's just something that the ear does, it hears the average between those two. So it's going to be a lot closer, it's going to sound a lot closer than it actually was. But from what I've seen, there is a live vocal on Eurovision. So yeah, I'll have to tune in next time. I don't think that they'd ever totally go to lip-synced performances, because then you'd say, well, if it's a competition, then it's now not a competition between singers or potentially songwriters, it's a competition between producers. So they're trying to get the best sounding song because they know that it's not going to be sung live. So yeah, I think that if they did away with the live vocal, then yeah, it would lose a lot of credibility. But then also I know people would say, well, if it's just a live vocal and nothing else is live, and the live vocal might get lost in the mix, then is that something that should be a little bit, I don't know, closer controlled, or policed a little bit more to have that vocal to make sure that it is just really up front? But from what I've seen, I've certainly seen live vocals on Eurovision. But anyway, thank you for that, Tato. Right, we are going to be jumping into the PayPal window as well. And by the way, we're aiming for a new record tonight of 610 likes. Which is a crazy target, and that's why it would be a new record. And we are at 462 so far. So we've still got a ways to go. It might be tonight that is the final end point of hitting these records for so long. We've had so many months of hitting a record on a Saturday night, and it just goes up by 5 every time. So it's gone up to 610. So we will keep an eye on that. If you haven't hit that thumbs up yet, it would be massively appreciated if you could do that. If we do hit that target, then we will have a FilJam and we'll bust out the guitar, and it's number 192 for tonight if we hit that target. But we still have, I was going to wait until it went to 470, because then I could have said it was like 140 that we're looking for. But now we're looking for 136, and that's moved again. So we're looking just for more people to hit that thumbs up. We'll keep an eye on it. But thank you for these donations, and I'm going to jump over to this PayPal window again because Debbie donated £10. I'm not sure whether I mentioned this one or not, but I'll do it again. Hi Phil, congrats on 444,000 subscribers. Great job on the U2 and Adele analysis this week. I'm a long time U2 fan, and I love Adele's songs and voice. You are the best. Love you, Debbie. So thank you for that. And yes, that U2 performance, which is, they were playing to a click track, but it was just fully live. So yeah, it's amazing the difference between a fully live performance, even playing along to a click track. So the timing is exactly the same, but they've still got the freedom to do whatever they want to. And in that particular performance, on one night it was, Bono was interacting with the crowd for a longer amount of time, because that's just what happened on that night. And then on the other night it was for less time. So yeah, it's a great thing about just having what I'd consider an old school band just performing live. Thank you for that, Debbie. And Orlando's donated £5. Thank you for that. And the message is congratulations on 444,000 plus likes. So thank you for that. And yeah, we probably have had 444,000 plus likes, but thank you guys. Not on tonight's live stream, but maybe by the end we'll get 610. Who knows? Thank you for that, Orlando. And Shauna has donated £3.34. So thank you for that. And the message is congrats on 444k subs. Woohoo! Only discovered your channel the other day and loving it. Thanks, Phil. You rock. So thank you for that, Shauna, for the kind words and for watching. And Vera has donated £7.52. So thank you for that. And the message is, hi, Phil. Congrats on 444k subscribers. Well done. Your top tip tonight was to stay up late at night to avoid the sun. Laugh out loud. You know I'm trying to stop that practice. Don't tempt me as I am following your advice on getting to bed earlier. Thanks for suggestion. Hugs, Vera. So thank you for that. And yeah, Vera asked me either last night or the night before on Patreon about going to bed earlier. And I'm not the person to talk to about going to bed early. But I was, this is going to sound crazy, I was going to bed at about 7:30 in the morning. But I've managed to get that back now to about 5:30. Or maybe 5:15, which for me is actually quite good. It's quite early. So I don't know whether it's a top tip or not, but the way that I did that was staying up till, a silly time anyway, but then after 3 or 4 hours sleep, getting up, and then the next night I was a lot more tired. So it meant that I could go to bed a little bit earlier. But what I tend to do, or in order to get about 2 hours earlier to bed, every night I'd move it 15 minutes earlier. So then, when you get to a week or a couple of weeks, then it's significantly earlier than you used to go to bed. But the problem that I've got is that when I'm kind of doing everything editing wise, filming videos, all that kind of stuff, it just takes ages every day. And once you finish things at particular times, trying to then go to bed earlier, just for some reason, is really difficult. So yeah, but I'm quite happy with 5:30 at the moment, and then I might try for maybe 5 or 5:45, maybe bring it back a little bit. I probably will do for Christmas, because I know that at Christmas I'll have to be getting up a little bit earlier because of family and all that kind of stuff, and Christmas Day, where historically it's a long day, because if I have to get up at maybe 9 or 10, it means if I'm going to bed at 7, it's not a lot of sleep. And then, Christmas Day is usually hectic anyway. So thank you for that, Vera. And there's my top tip for going to bed earlier. Just a gradual thing, 15 minutes each night, bring it forward. Maria's donated £11.29. Thank you for that. And the message is donation. So thank you, Maria. And Paula's donated £7.52. And that says Wings of Pegasus. So thank you for that, Paula. And Vera has donated again £3.76. Thank you for that, Vera. In the messages, hi Phil and everyone. Karen has asked for prayers. Karen is having an extremely difficult time with a very deep depression. I am quite worried about her. Phil, she wanted you to know she is going through a very dark time and can't find the will to join the live streams tonight. I have been doing my best to keep her spirits up, as are her doctors. Vera. So thank you for that, Vera. And I've spoken to Karen over on Patreon through messages over there. So I hope Karen, everything is okay, and that things are kind of improving, and obviously everybody's thoughts in the live chat room are with you, I'm sure. But Karen is a patron of mine over there. So but thank you, Vera, for that message. Angela's donated £7.52. So thank you for that, Angela. And the message is, silly question, what is the true colour of your hair and eyes? Some nights it looks brown, other nights it looks dark brown / black. Thanks and congratulations on 444k subscribers. So thank you for that. And I mean, my hair is this colour, whatever this colour is, and I don't know, it seems to have all kinds of different colours, and I don't know whether it's an age thing. I think it definitely is an age thing, where the colour changes, and I don't know whether it's getting lighter in places and then it's staying dark in other places, but it just tends to be what it is. And I know that there's always this bit at the back here, which I've said that I should just get something and colour it in brown. But I've got that kind of patch here at the back, which is I call it white, but people would say grey. But this is what happens with age. So this is my hair colour. I guess the problem is that with the lighting, when it's brighter, it's obviously going to look lighter with the light that's hitting it. When it's darker, maybe it's going to look darker. Another thing to factor in, so there are a lot of reasons why it might look like different colours. Another thing to factor in is sometimes when I wash my hair and then I dry my hair, if my fringe is in a particular arrangement where I can see, then I will spray it to hold it in position. And this is sometimes when my hair's a bit longer and going over my eyes. So I spray it in position. But what I've noticed is that when you spray hair that's slightly damp, that stays looking damp, or maybe it just stayed damp, compared to then the rest of my hair. So when I then dry the rest of my hair, that might look lighter compared to the bit that I've sprayed to keep it in the same place. So there you go. There's two reasons. And the final thing is, years ago, and I'm sure you'll be able to notice these videos, years ago I used a shampoo that had colouring in it, or it's supposed to, I think it's supposed to be for people who have grey hair to use in order to get rid of the grey hairs. But it turned my hair black, or close to black. And then I realised, oh, hang on, it's changing the hair colour. Well, actually, I noticed that it just totally wrecked the shower because it stained everything. So yeah, obviously I don't use that anymore, but you'll be able to see some videos from years ago. You'll be able to see exactly when I used that particular shampoo that had this colouring stuff in it. So there you go. I momentarily had a very dark hair. So, but we're back to what I would consider now normal hair, just natural age variations, I guess. It is what it is. So I don't know what colour it's going to stay or go. I suppose there's only one way eventually that it goes, but we'll try and hold on to hope as much as we can. But thank you. Or just hold on to hair as well. That's another thing. Just hope that it doesn't all fall out at some point, or I wake up and have a total style change. But thank you for that, Angela. And Orlando's donated £2 as well. Thank you for that. And Orlando said, I meant 444,000 subscribers, not likes. Sorry. So thank you for that, Orlando. Right. 53 minutes past 11. And where are we at? 524 likes. So close. We are getting there, but still quite a ways to go. That means we're looking for what, 86? Is that? 85 more people. So a lot of people have to get involved before the end of the live stream and hit the thumbs up to bust out the guitar and have the FilJam. We will see how close we get to that, but it would be a new record for tonight. So, oh wow, I said what the time was, but it's only just registered what the actual time is, because I think, well, we've got a picture corner, we've got a troll corner as well, which we will go into briefly, but also I'm going to bring the vote to a close. Let's end that, and it looks like it's going to be more than words with 57% of the vote. So we're going to be jumping into my version of that, and that's the extreme classic. When I say the classic, it's the one that I think is probably most radio friendly, and anybody that knows Extreme as a band will know that this is certainly a commercial, one of their songs, and a little bit of a, I don't know, detour from their heavier stuff. But anyway, let's get into this, my version of More Than Words. Hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you after. Rock! Hi guys, this is my first proper video of 2017, and it's my cover of More Than Words by Extreme, and I hope you like it. Rock!
Saying I love you, it's not the words I wanna hear from you. It's not that I want you not to say, but if you only knew how easy it would be to show me how you feel. More than words is all you have to do to make it real. Then you wouldn't have to say that you love me, 'cause I'd already know. What would you do if my heart was torn in two? More than words to show you feel that your love for me is real. What would you say if I took those words away? Then you could make things new just by saying I love you. More than words, now that I've tried to talk to you and make you understand, all you have to do is close your eyes and just reach out your hands and touch me. Hold me close, don't ever let me go. More than words is all I ever needed you to show. Then you wouldn't have to say that you love me, 'cause I'd already know. What would you do if my heart was torn in two? More than words to show you feel that your love for me is real. What would you say if I took those words away? Then you could make things new just by saying I love you.
And there we have it. That was my version of More Than Words. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Right. Oh, in that question that I received, where did I receive that question from? It might not have been a donation. It might have been something else. Oh, it's from Angela. My hair is this colour. My eyes are probably like this colour, but with a bit of green, which I think the technical term is hazel. So they're like, yeah, a brown colour with green bits in it. So there you go. And right, I think, oh, we had another donation over on PayPal. And this is from Joe. So thank you for this, Joe. And it's £5. And the message is, switch guitars. Now, I guess that's going to relate maybe to the FilJam later on if we get there. So I do not know. And I'm looking at Joe's message, and it's a bit of a contradiction because, okay, we'll get there if we get there. Right, so tonight we're going to be jumping into Picture Corner, which we might do, and then we might just get into Troll Corner very quickly. It is midnight, right, so we're looking for every single thumbs up we can get because we are looking for, 41 more people in order to have the FilJam for tonight. So we will bust out the guitar. And I mean, the reason that I said it looks like a contradiction, I can see there's a picture of Jimi Hendrix and it says classic blues, rock jam, which has the Strat is plugged in at the moment, so I'm just thinking, looking at a picture of Jimi Hendrix, surely it has to be a Strat, but yeah, maybe it's not relevant to the backing track. Anyway, let me skip this advert as it comes through. In order to get there, yeah, we need every single thumbs up we can get, so we will keep hoping for that to hit 610. We are getting there. 31 more people, so thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up. If you can keep on doing that, that would be great. So, Tato's donated 2 Swiss francs. So thank you for that again. And I would have never guessed that from CHF. So thank you for letting me know that that's what it stands for. Right, let's jump into Picture Corner very quickly and see what's going on there tonight. And we actually just have a couple of pictures. I don't know where this is going to appear. So, and is that in the middle? It looks like it could be close to the middle, so I'm just going to leave it there. So thank you for sending this one in, Cindy. And this is the message with this picture. It says, sometimes on a cold morning you need a little something from your favourite mug to get you up and going on your way. The bird is a tuft titmouse. He or she has his tuft slicked back, so you can't really see it. So thank you for that, Cindy, and for linking me to it, Laura. And there is another picture as well, which I think is just, here we go, it's more of an action shot. So here we have, and this is obviously from Cindy as well. Thank you for sending this one in. A little bit more action going on there. And I'm going to try and put this in the middle, because as much as I said I was just going to leave it where it was, it's something that for some reason annoys me when things are not centralized or ever so slightly off of where they should be, all that kind of stuff. So there we go. That was Picture Corner for tonight. Just a couple of pictures to take and more of a kind of nature show. And by the way, you can see that we've got the Wings of Pegasus mug there as well. And it's too small on my screen, but it looks like it could either be a gem, a miniature version of a gem, or a Fender Strat. But yeah, it's too small. It looks like it might have a gold bridge. It looks like it's a different colour, so it'll look more like a gem. So I'll go with that, but who knows? Thank you for sending that one in, Cindy. Right, let's get rid of that and get out of Picture Corner. We're going to quickly jump into Troll Corner. The backing track for tonight is 6 minutes and 22 seconds. So a relatively long one, but where are we at with the likes? 596. We are getting there. We need 14 more people. So let's jump into, just very quickly, Troll Corner. So, on the agenda tonight, just very quickly, I was just watching the Troll intro, and I should have really got it organised on my phone, but I did take some screenshots for this. Right. So, the last video that we did was on Adele, and somebody was asking me whether she was singing live or not, and they sent me 2 performances from 2011 to 2024 and had them playing at the same time. If you've seen my analysis video, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So, given that analysis video, this person commented and says, I don't buy it. So, first of all, there's nothing to buy, because what I'm showing you on screen is that it is live, or the vocals do not match from one performance to another. He goes on, the vocal audio tracks are too similar. And again, and this sometimes happens, I think, when people watch my channel and don't know the level at which we are looking at this vocal in or at. We're getting into such detail here that it cannot be the same It absolutely cannot be the same vocal, even if it sounds the same. So if somebody's saying, "Oh, I don't buy it," because the vocal tracks are too similar, they sound too close, it must be the same. That's the whole point of the analysis. That's why I'm showing you on screen that it's not, because that's the problem people have. They think somebody like Adele, they think she might be lip syncing, but no, she's that good. And we know that she's that good because the lines don't go over the top of each other. Because if it was the same audio file, they would. So, yeah, I just thought it was funny that I've shown absolute objective proof that it's not the same vocal, and this person obviously doesn't really know about what I'm saying, or maybe doesn't know about analysis videos or things that I've done in the past, and just saying, "Oh, I don't buy it." It's like, well, yeah, you don't have to buy it. So yeah, he goes on to say, "I admit she's one of the greatest artists of our time, and she doesn't need any kind of recording track. But when so much is at stake, I don't think producers would allow a completely live performance. But they do. Some artists do perform fully live, and Adele is proof of that, as my video proves." This other person said, "This is not close to enough data to say she's live. The difference in years could easily lead to different recordings being used. You'd have to do what was done for Swift and overlay multiple performances from the same tour." So with this particular, and I have had this kind of comment quite a lot, where people say, "Oh, well, it's not fair because with the Taylor Swift video," and they do refer to that video quite a lot, they said you compared loads of different performances. And what I'm doing with the Taylor Swift videos, somebody has asked me if she was miming on her tour. So of course you've got to provide absolutely objective, factual data that proves that that is the case. So if you can show multiple shows where you've got the same audio file, then that is proof. That's objective proof. But here, that wasn't being asked of me. They were asking me to compare a 2011 and 2024 vocal and asking if it's the same, to see whether she's lip syncing or not. And it wasn't the same. So, and the other thing is saying that you have to go back. Like, imagine for every analysis video, I'm going to go back and look at 100 previous performances by that artist of that particular song. Somebody else will say, "Oh, but she's done 110 live performances, so it could have been one of the other 10. That was the backing track that they used." And then somebody else would say, "Oh, yeah, no, she's done 125. So you should have listened to all 125 and cross-referenced all of those." So yeah, this is the problem, that you've got to apply a little bit of common sense. And when I am looking at videos, I've seen a lot of live performances, a lot of lip-synced performances. We've done a lot of analysis videos, and I'm not just looking at vocal lines. I'm analysing the vocals from a perspective of, dynamic mic response, and listening to the singer talk between songs and hearing that microphone. And because sometimes they record in the studio on a condenser mic, which is different to like an SM58, which you'll use to perform with. So it's a very different sound you get because of the mic being used. So that's why in the Mariah Carey analysis video, there's a point at which the sound changed. The reason for that was because when she was singing live, she's not using a condenser mic, but she used one in the studio to record what then gets triggered on the backing track, and she goes into to then lip sync to. So you can hear that difference. So obviously I don't explain all of this, but I think people take that into consideration given my background. If you know about me as a musician and the producing that I've done in the past, all that kind of stuff, I apply all of that to my analysis videos. But obviously if I mentioned all of that in every single analysis video, each one will go on for like an hour if I'm showing you examples of the dynamic response of each microphone. So anyway, yeah, you've got to apply a little bit of common sense to say that, well, what I'm doing here is showing that it's a live vocal. And again, I did reply to this person and say that, if you want to look through lots of other performances because you think one of them might be a particular audio file, then you can do. And then you can do a video and contradict what I'm saying with your evidence, because that is how it works. I can present it and say, well, here's the proof that this vocal is not the vocal in 2011 and that she's singing live. And then somebody can say, well, I don't think it is. Here's my proof that she isn't singing live. But that's the point. It's not for me to prove my own self the opposite, because I'm proving what I'm showing on screen. So, yeah, I mean, to be fair, this person did respond and said, you're the expert. I was just thinking about the possibility. If there's a good live recording, it could be reused for a year or two for miming. But I'm just a fan of the channel with zero background. Thank you for the response and the easy to follow explanations. And, oh, what does it say there? And content. So then I replied saying, no problem. And, I mean, that is something that I wouldn't necessarily call, a troll. Because the first comment saying, oh yeah, you've got to compare every single, vocal. I think actually, just to finish on this point, that when looking at a singer singing, I think the assumption has to be that they are singing live. And then if it turns out they're not, then you provide the evidence and the objective data as to why they are not singing live, because you can match audio files from previous years, all that kind of stuff. The assumption for a live singer cannot be always that they're lip syncing, and now you have to prove that they are singing live, because that's the opposite to what people think. Like when you hear somebody singing live, or you go to watch somebody sing live, the assumption is that they are singing live. It's not assumed by everybody that, oh, we're just going to be listening to a CD here, and that nobody ever sings live, and nobody has ever sung live for the last 30, 40, 50, 60 years. So I think even that is the wrong way round to look at it. And I think this is something maybe that, especially some Taylor Swift fans that have commented, they don't understand that the live singing is what people expect. So when it's not that, that's where people have a problem with it. So when I then provide, the data to show that that is the case and the objective proof, then that's it, and for a singer like Adele, when it's so clearly a live vocal and totally different to 2011, even though it sounds the same, it is clearly a different vocal take. So it is a live vocal. Those were two separate live vocals, and just things like the plosives on the microphone and the S's coming through, cutting through a little bit more as they do live rather than on a studio track, all these little things. And throughout performances you'll see bits where she'll cut off a vocal phrase and it's to the millisecond, and nobody is that good at lip syncing in order to do these things and change their lines. And say for example that, oh, I'm just going to miss the advert, so some people have got an advert now, but the amount of variation she has with her vocals in order to nail that at lip syncing is just impossible. And the thing about Mariah Carey, when she has so many different versions of her backing vocal and of her vocal that she lip syncs to on that particular song, the variations don't really change the amount of time she held on a note for. So she can have lots of different versions that all end at the same time, so she doesn't have to worry about, oh, I'm going to do a different ad lib here. So and she will, yeah, we know that she's had a lot of practice with the backing tracks, because they were in use as early as 2005, whereas Adele certainly hasn't had that amount of time, but she just sings live anyway. I've got a very good ear for this now, and everything that I've seen from Adele has been 100% live and unedited, and it's just her voice. So anyway, Bastian has donated 5 Swiss francs, so thank you for this, and the message is merci. And I'm just going to jump over into the PayPal window because he had a donation from David who donated £20, so thank you for that, David. And that is a straight up donation. Right, we are going to get out of Troll Corner. And we have hit tonight's likes goal. So thank you guys for hitting that thumbs up. It means we are going to have a FilJam. And I kind of feel like I'm just, well, it's less hassle to pick up the strap because it's already plugged in. even though Joe says that this is a gem, but sometimes I played the Strat when it should have been the gem. Sometimes I played the gem when it shouldn't have been the Strat. So we'll go with that, and probably the gems strings will snap because they're very old. But that'll maybe have to be for the future. I'm going with. It does look like this is blues rock with Jimi Hendrix. So
Save up to.
I think there's an advert, and I'll let this play through. So if you can let me know about the levels and how it sounds. It does say colossal classic blues rock jam track for guitar in E minor. So, generally the gems like hard rock or metal or kind of crazy stuff like that. But I'm going to have a listen to this quickly to see. Ooh, I don't know how loud this is going to be. Let me know what the levels are like. First of all, if I can hear it. Good. Okay, so it is quite heavy. Microphone! Can you hear this? Oh. Hang on, I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop this because there's so many people saying that you can't hear anything. I've got the mic on. Oh, I don't know what to do here. Oh, now people are saying maybe I'm too far behind. Now levels are good, that's better. But I've stopped. So, how long have we got? Oh my, right. I'm going to take it back a little bit. And I'll play and let me know if I'll turn the guitar up. See, I don't know what to do here. Turn down the backing track. Turn up guitar. Right. I'm going to turn down the backing track and play, and just let me know what it sounds like. Oh, you hear great. Backing track is a bit loud. Backing track too loud. This is going to be impossible to judge, but let's put it about there on the backing track. was it. That was the end. I could see that we were close to the end of the video, so I took a bit of a gamble there that it was going to finish, and it did do. So there we have it. I think the Strat might have been the right choice for that. But anyway, that was a colossal classic blues rock jam track for guitar in E minor. And that comes from Now You Shred backing tracks. And that's with the U, Y-O-U in capital letters. And yeah, it's a bit of a shame that we've got a Hendrix type backing track. Obviously, I'm a big Hendrix fan. And we couldn't get the levels right. But yeah, whatever the levels were like, that's what they were like. Obviously, I can't hear it. So I'm just kind of playing guitar and trying to hear the backing track out of the speakers. But as for what it sounds like across the universe, out in YouTube land, over the internet, I have no idea. So hopefully it was all right and that you could hear the guitar at some point. But there we have it. Thank you for that, Joe. And thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up and ensuring that we have the FilJam at the end of the live streams. I'm going to be live streaming again on Tuesday night, of course. So if you can join me then, that would be very much appreciated. And we did hit the new record for tonight. So it means that everybody is going to have to turn up next week as well so that we can get another record. Who knows if that's going to happen, but if you can join me, that would be great and would be very much appreciated. And I think we are... Sue's donated $9.99. Thank you for that, Sue. And the message is, we can hear it now. Rock it. So thank you for that. And right, all that's left for me to say is try to stay as safe and as sane as possible in this crazy world in which we live. Look out, by the way, for tomorrow night's video, 8 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, because, yeah, that's another one of these videos that, I mean, it's another thing that has been uncovered on the internet, and the implications of it for music and performances on YouTube in the future is just monumental. So yeah, check out that video tomorrow. I'll release it at 8 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. That's when I always aim to release my videos on video days. So look out for that tomorrow night. But like I said, I'll be live streaming on Tuesday as well. So hopefully I'll see you guys then. But yes, all that's left for me to say is try to stay as safe and as sane as possible in this crazy world in which we live. And I will catch you guys at the next one. Rock!